press conference, it was asked if the beaches were safe to swim in, and it was said people could make up their own mind, and yet today we've had a release saying that it's not. What is the state? The beaches are open, can people swim?
It is for individuals to make up their own minds whether they wish to swim or not. We've opened the beaches. We have not made any comments about the water quality. There are obviously activities that people can undertake. They need to use their own judgment and their own common sense to do that.
But we got a media release today saying that people shouldn't be swimming. It seems to be mixed messages.
There are a number of agencies involved in this operation, and we're working quite hard to try and get our communications in synchronisation. Sometimes there will be a bit of a lag, and that's probably what is happening.
So I'm still confused. We're getting releases saying they shouldn't. You're saying that people can make up their own minds. People are taping over the do not swim signs down there. People down there don't really seem to know what's going on.
Now, the message we have is that people should use their own judgment. We recommend strongly that they consider quite carefully what to do. We're not prohibiting swimming. We've opened beaches for people to use, but ask them to make their own judgment calls and use their own common sense. And as I say, it is that lag between all the agencies that sometimes leads to a bit of confusion. We're quite hard to try and iron those out.
With that residual oil still down there, are you confident that these beaches are safe? Because one of the senior people down there involved in the clean-up today was, as he was going along cleaning, was saying to people, it's not such a good idea to be here, that oil is toxic, it's still on the beach. Don't wear bare feet, don't be down here.
The beaches where we've opened them are as clean as we can possibly get them to make sure that people can actually use them. There's always a likelihood of some potential oil remaining, but the spots of oil are quite small. We've had people on hands and knees trying to find oil today. So, yeah, it's common sense, I think, needs to prevail.
Just to confirm then, so releases that come out saying the beach is open but don't swim are actually wrong? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying people should use their common sense if they wish to have on-water activities. There's the exclusion zone that has been declared by the harbour masters. Obviously no activity can take place in it, but anywhere else people do need to use their common sense.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I was wondering if I could just confirm, either with Bruce or with John, just with this new anchor barge that's coming, I got the impression that that's going to come, is that going to replace the Awanuia with pumping operations, or is it just going to be used when there's bad weather? I mean, what exactly is it going to be its role?
It's a large anchor handling tug. So it has offshore capability, so that means that for rough weather, it's the sort of vessel that you want out there. It means that we've got another anchor handling vessel out there which is smaller, and what they're going to do is, it's here already, it's alongside the wharf, they're going to put a whole lot of containers, tank containers on board the vessel, so that should the Awanuia not be able to pump for whatever reason, then this vessel can come in, it can keep stationed in this rough weather, and then they can keep pumping despite that bad weather. So that's the intent of that vessel. It's also there should anything else happen. It's got this large amount of power to its engines, so if it still provides an increased capability on the side of the casual.
So basically, during rough weather, you can still keep the pumping going?
That would be the intent. So, and that's why it's one of the purposes of that vessel, to keep pumping as long as we can.
Yeah, I'll just clarify that it has the DP capability, but there are limitations on DP, dynamic positioning, so it can actually stay in position under certain sea conditions. You can't expect it to stay there if it's really bad weather, but what we'll try to do, our Awanuia has less capability than something like this vessel. So what we're trying to do, and we had to take the Awanuia away from the casualty last week, because of a particular sea state. But this one is flexible. It can move around, it can continue receiving the oil in certain sea states.
So that'd be quite a positive, balloon having
very positive. It's, the Awanuia is anchored in one position at the stern, and you can't do anything against that particular seas that come in from different directions. The DP vessel can move around, it's flexible. It can move around and face the weather as it comes in.
And in terms of the number of crews, say 4 teams, but how many people are actually on board at one time?
Well, it varies. If at the moment they're airlifting the guys in, and it's 4 teams of 3, about 12 on board. But if the weather improves and they can get people on board by boat, then they can do so. But the key thing is not so much getting people on board, it's getting people off in an emergency. So they have to have the capability of getting people off. Obviously, if it's rough weather, a boat cannot be used, so everybody has to be airlifted out. So that's why they're having to keep the teams low. And at the moment, yesterday and today, it was rough weather to bring a boat alongside, and that's why they've had teams airlifted in.
This morning there was a very minor tsunami warning for the New Zealand coastline. I'm just wondering if that had any effect on what was happening on board the Rena. I know some of the beach volunteers were brought back onto, safe land, but was there any problems there? Or?
No, they were aware of it. Obviously, the warning went out to the salvors. They were aware of it, and then very shortly afterwards, we received a notice that it was not a problem.
So did they stop work or anything?
No, they didn't stop. Continue.
Has the position of the ship changed in the last 24 hours?
Not really. They're assessing it, and it's very difficult to assess, obviously, with the large seas that we've had recently. But they keep continuing assessing the vessel. What has changed, obviously, is the fact that you're getting decomposing material on the vessel, and when you actually go around on a boat, you can smell the gases coming from the vessel. So you have to be very careful in how these guys operate on the vessel.
What about the crack? Is it bigger?
No, it's still the same. Everything's still the same.
And those gases, are they harmful gases at all? Are they just sort of meat that's rocking that up?
Well, it's harmful gases, very harmful gases. So you have to be very careful. We've all got the gas detectors, walking around with gas detectors to measure any gases in particular areas. Again, they have to be careful when they do any burning or anything like that in case gases collect under deck or whatever in particular areas. So you have to be very, very careful.